And as a father and an assistant scoutmaster, it takes on a different role than what I remembered as a kid. There's not quite as much activity for the old people. The old people kind of sit back at camp. If the scout troop is run correctly, the patrols take care of themselves, and the scoutmasters get to watch and observe and whisper in ears to make sure everything gets done. So that's what we did. The entire week, we sat there trying to entertain ourselves. And so besides having a computer and watching the Blues game, because that had to take priority, I sat there and I thought, what do I want to do with this week? What's something productive I can do? So I looked around camp, and where we camp in Tennessee, it's called the Cedars of Lebanon. And so I took a piece of cedar, and it looked something like this. Something like this. Just a normal piece of cedar, red, and I thought, I think I'm going to carve. I think I'm going to whittle something. And so as I sat there and whittled, lots of memories came flooding through my head about camp and Boy Scouts and the father that I have, he's still here. And just all the time that he spent with us, carving us and molding us into the people that we are today. And I'm not just talking his sons and daughter, I'm talking all of us. If you know my father, he impacted your life in some way and continues to impact lives. And so as I carved and whittled, and I don't know if you know the traits of a cedar tree, but it is not a very easily carved piece of wood. Once you get the easy bark and the white part of the cedar off, then you start getting into the redwood, and that redwood is hard, and the grain is really tight, and sometimes, just like dealing with boys, there's knots. And those knots are not always easy to overcome. And so, do what? No, I didn't. There were a lot of knots in that one too. But Dad, I appreciate all those lessons and all those memories and all those things. Some of the memories that came through my mind, and I'll just share a couple. There were obviously a lot of good ones, but the ones that I remember most were the ones that may not be the best ones. And he'll tell you this: we were at Camp Marie, and being a group of boys, we were down in the creek. And what do boys do in the creek? We throw rocks, right? Now, I didn't know that there was a kid on the other side of the creek who was intercepting my rock. With his head, yes. Turns out it was the scoutmaster's son at the camp next to us, and there were laps run around the fire ring that night as Dad tried to correct me and tried to work through that knot of my life. But there were so many memories that just came flooding back, Father. He did. He made me go up and apologize, and that those things helped carve me into man. So the finished project, and it's not quite finished because is anything ever really quite finished? And I worked on this thing a long time. When you get a piece of wood and you start whittling it, it just kind of forms itself, and you don't know exactly what it is. And I think it's neat. And so I whittled my father a canoe, and it took me a long time. Now it's not finished. It needs some urethane, Father, and so when you get home,